Hello, credit investors. It's a pleasure to be in front of you today, and my presentation I have for you should paint a clear picture of the direction we must head to thrive in such a competitive market. Being we are more of a small hometown motel that will never see the revenue of such chains-owned hotels, we must look at some things that is hindering us from being bar none. Obviously, customer satisfaction is most important on our plate. So Christy and I have changed a few things up to get their feedback. Christy has begun putting comment cards in each and every one of our 116 rooms to get exact feedback of what we are doing wrong or right. I have gone one step further and offered our customers an incentive for completing a survey as to how their stay went and when they get on our website and search for Wi-Fi access. They will receive a 10% discount voucher at Betty's Breakfast up the road for logging on and taking on our simple survey so we can get an accurate measure of their night's stay. Here are some of the things that we came across while offering these comment cards. We are asking that you fund investments that we are ready to present to you. Start off by lighting. This was a huge undertaking and huge issue with a lot of our customers. Our resolve was to add a 8 by 8 picture window to each room. This will, for one, save on your electric bill immensely by allowing much light into the room and not having to pay so much for electricity to light your room. This is one of the biggest negatives with the customers, and they've spoken. I feel we need to do something about it. Cost for a picture window of that nature installed would run roughly $1,000 for each room. Cost for 116 rooms would be $116,000, and with your electricity cost for 116 rooms, you're looking at $139,200 a year. With the installment of the windows, this will cut the cost in half, being the only time lighting needs used is at nighttime or when the customers opt to keep curtains closed. It looks as though your ROI yearly is not quite what it costs to put the bigger windows in, but this would be quite the investment, not counting how much more customers may hang out in their room with quite a bit more light and natural sun shining in. Obviously, you will see energy cost difference on your utility bill. Heating and air conditioning was another huge issue that we ran into when we asked our customers what they would like to see changed. For my stay at motels, the biggest money pit would have to be heating and air conditioning, which is actually another negative that landed on these comment cards that Christy put out. Single units in each room for HVAC is extremely inefficient because it is being run by the customer and not by the owner. When I stay in these rooms with my kids, they change the temps more than I do, and I wake up at the middle of the night being too hot or too cold. It's always an extreme, so the owner of the motel suffers financially to try and cover the cost of all these extremes in each room. Now, HVAC for each room is roughly $150 a month for energy, and $208,800 a year, not including wear and tear for customers constantly messing with controls and breaking things. Invest in a single HVAC unit that heats and cools all 116 rooms. In the summer, you'll set and forget, and in the winter, it will keep the temps at a comfy 70 degrees and not worry about adjustments every couple hours. Initial cost for a unit that size will run you $1 million with installation, but obviously the ROI will cover itself within a few years of taking the controls out of the customer's hands. Customers, don't worry about the thermostat. if it's not in their home. Your goal will be tracked through your utility bill as well. Lastly, furnishings. In my introduction, I spoke about the customer in our motels not wanting to live in our rooms, but just a place to hang their hat for the night, being the average customer only visits the area once a year due to the horse races. A lot of motels will spend lots of money on fancy furnishings for their rooms, and actually spend less money on the essentials you need to stay one night. Obviously, the bed is the utmost important, and Sealy Posturepedic mattresses are the way to go for a good night's sleep. This issue ranked third on the list for items that customers were not happy about. A queen Sealy mattress will run $1,000 times 116 rooms would be $160,000, but if you continue to charge $100 a night, which is very competitive, especially when you plan making the majority of your revenue during horse race time, you should have a ROI in roughly 10 years and complaints will go away. More times than not, I go to a hotel to sleep on a better bed than I can furnish for myself at my own home. The experience has to be positive, and Sealy mattresses is where it's at. Our rooms also need less couches and more refrigerators. Customers don't use the couch because they don't stay more than one night, and a couch, in my opinion, is for living. When you go to a motel, chances are you're going to be eating pizza that is delivered to your room, and I bet the pizza that is delivered doesn't all get eaten, and it needs a place to go. I hate wasting food, and a lot of times food is wasted at hotels because there is no place to put leftovers. Rather than spending $1,000 on a couch for each room, which would cost you $160,000, how about foregoing the couch and spending $300 on the studio refrigerator that costs mere pennies to run during the day? And again, this has an on-off button, so when the customer is not using it, you're not paying an energy bill. You've instantly saved yourself $130,000 just by choosing the refrigerator over the couch. Our goal is to make all the money we can for you guys, and we hope you will look through our scope and see the issues that have arisen and fund these items to better our business. We appreciate your time and hope you all have a marvelous day. Thank you.